Welcome back to our partnership and joint venture tips video series. This is part two. Now we're going to discuss the long-term benefits and some of the long-term challenges that you're going to be experiencing as you start to work with partners or set up joint ventures in your business. So first, let's talk about the benefits, the long-term benefits. The first one is you'll learn what you like and dislike over time. And this is pretty cool because chances are, if you're running a dynamic internet-based business, or even if your business is not online, but you have some components online, chances are there's going to be lots of different partnership opportunities, from info products to creating courses or seminars, or just partnering with other companies to combine products and do promos. You'll work with, over the course of your career, probably a handful of different partners. But early on, you're going to start to learn what you like and dislike about those partnerships. And then over time, you're going to have a very crystal clear picture on how to pick your partners. So there's kind of a two-sided lesson here. One is you're going to learn lots of great stuff. But two, in the beginning, you may not know what that is. So you're going to use your earlier experiences in joint venturing to figure out what it is that you like and dislike about partners and partnering in the process and so on. And it's going to range from things like the personalities of people you want to work with, the types of businesses or the types of projects that you want to partner versus the types of stuff you want to keep in-house and maybe hire staff to do. That's a key thing. Types of decisions that you want to be making versus the decisions you want to allow your partner to make. All different kinds of things that you'll kind of figure out along the way here. The other thing is there's lifetime skill development here. When you work in a joint venture or in a partnership, you work on things like negotiation skills, leadership skills when it comes to leading your partner, but also leadership skills when it comes to following your partner's lead, right? It's just as important for you to be able to follow when somebody else is stepping into the role of leader. And there's also all kinds of personal skills that will come in here as well in terms of your communication, developing patience and acceptance, letting go a little bit. If you're a controlling person by nature and it's not your role in the partnership to do a certain task or to make a certain decision, then you can develop the skill of letting go of that and letting that person run with it and being okay with whatever the outcome is and whatever they choose to do. All of these things will serve you not only in your business, but in life in general. And then another big thing, we kind of mentioned this in the last video as well, but a higher capacity to earn money. If you do a lot of partnership deals or even just a few of them, and you set up products or projects or even some kind of campaign that will last a long period of time, let's say it's a book that you co-author with somebody, you could earn money both in the short term and in the long term. There's plenty of examples out there of entrepreneurs who build a partnership with another company or another entrepreneur, created something of value that was perpetually sold, and that money kept coming in even though the work that went into the partnership was pretty much done. The systems had been built, support systems were in place, there were people in place to handle, fulfilling new orders and selling and support. And really the partners who created the deal in the beginning continue to reap the rewards of that initial investment of their time and working together in the beginning. So yes, you can earn money in the long run from partnerships if it's the right type of deal. So it's not always going to work out that way, but doing a partner deal can mean a lot more money to you in the long run, especially when it's this kind of thing where you can step away from it, go work on new stuff, and your old partnership deals continue to bring in money down the road. So that's all the fun and rosy stuff. What about some of the challenges, longer term challenges that come with partnering and joint venturing? The first one, and I want to make this one really, really clear and make sure you don't forget this: project maintenance. When you do joint venture deals, when you create partnerships, whatever the project may be, there is going to be a life cycle to that project, and sometimes it goes a lot longer than you anticipate in the beginning. So you might do a deal and you get all the money up front, but then there's going to be some ongoing maintenance of those customers or things that were put in place to kind of support those customers, and maybe those things cost money, like hiring staff or having some kind of system in place that maintains the project or the product that you created or whatever it was. That maintenance cost needs to be maintained over time, and all partners need to assume equal responsibility to make sure that keeps going. So it can be very, very exciting to set up a partnership, have some money coming in, or have new wealth opportunities being created, and you reap all the rewards in the beginning, forgetting that in the long haul, what's this going to look like a year from now, 2 years from now, 5 years from now? Are there things we need to take into consideration here that we may be forgetting and we might want to handle now so that we're not in an awkward or a difficult position down the road? So always think the long-term maintenance of a project, not just the short-term benefit you're going to gain. There's going to be, and this is, you don't want to hear this now if you're just getting into a JV or a partnership deal, but there will be a loss of interest. Right now, you might be just starting, and both parties or multiple parties are excited. You're kicking ideas around. Everybody's seeing the potential of making some money and creating new opportunity in their business, whatever. That interest will fade and die. And even if it's a very successful project, it will run its course. And at some point, people are going to lose interest, and you might still be very interested and you want to grow this thing, and the other partner kind of look at it as, well, it's time to move on. And that will inevitably happen, either to yourself, to your partner, to all of you. But at some point, a loss of enthusiasm, a loss of interest will kick in. And that's where you want to look at this third thing, and that is having an exit strategy of some sort. Coming to a conscious realization that at some point I'm going to need to get out of this, or the partner is going to need to get out of this, but the project will have to come to a logical conclusion. What is the exit strategy? Will one partner buy the other one out? Will the project be sold off? Will it just be closed down and we call it a day and that's over? It all depends on what you're doing. But think about the exit strategy. This is basic, business basics 101. What is your exit strategy for the partnership? You should think about that for general business, for partnerships, anything you're working on. And if you don't think about it, that project maintenance we talked about in point 1 could become a nightmare for you. So make sure that you have an exit strategy. So in summary, just remember that all joint ventures will run their course. Now, you might do more projects with the same partner, but the first project, or this particular one you're working on right now, will eventually reach some kind of logical conclusion where it needs to be shut down or transferred or whatever. So be aware of that. And if you have a logical exit, then everybody wins. Nobody's going to be upset. And you can actually move on really, really well. And you'll probably, if you set this up right, you'll probably want to work with that partner again if it was successful, especially if you had a really good exit and everybody left happy. So you handle all of that, you'll be in a great position to reap those long-term benefits that we talked about.